Hey everybody, this is Vanessa from the Full Throttle family, and I guess better late than never. Here we are at RJ's, which was back in June. So yeah, we're in November now, and I finally got around to piecing this video together. And honestly, the only reason I hadn't done it is some of the footage in here is kind of crummy. I was still using a chest harness, and I find that the video, a lot of it is pointing too far down. And then right after this video, I ended up purchasing one that goes on my helmet. I'm all new at this. This is a new thing I started doing this year, trying to make some videos, and I find it super fun. So I'm going to keep doing it, but there was definitely some trial and error. So I procrastinated making this video, and then months and months went by, and now I'm cold and already dreaming about next season. So I started going through videos, and I said, what the heck, let's put this together. So I believe there was Gophers Dune before this, and then there was RJ's. And so yeah, beginning of June, we're all kind of still rusty on our bikes, and I was deathly sick, which I had just got over, like the same virus again just now. You could probably hear my voice. I'm like still not 1000%. So I was super sick. I was moping around. I was like, I'm not racing. It's just not worth it. Blah, blah, blah. And then my friend, owner of Destiny Power Sport, he's like, oh, would you like to ride a Stark? And I'm like, how do you say no to that? So I ended up racing the e-bike class, which is in the morning. It's at 10:30, and normally now I race in the afternoon, so it was kind of nice to just race and get it over with. So how it works with the electric motorcycles is that you start on almost the very last row. The only row that starts after you is the trail riders, so the people that are not technically racing. So you start on the last row, and then you start picking your way through the people. So technically the race is only 1 hour. I'm a bit of a rule breaker, so when they tried to take me off the course at an hour, I just ignored them and I kept going. And happy to report that the Stark can easily do a 2-hour cross-country race with me on it at least. I'm not going to say my weight. Okay, I guess I could. Let's say I'm 160-ish pounds, and I was riding it at 30 horsepower. So you'll see throughout this video, I'm going whoop, 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 whoop at people because I can't rev people. So I'm screaming, I'm being annoying. I apologize. I know that I sound a little crazy, but you got to do what you got to do, and that's part of racing. You pull over when faster people come up behind you, and you try to pass people. Like when you're really good, you can just pick around them, but I obviously am not that good, so I'd rather just let people know that I'm behind them, and if they're kind, they let you pass. So what was I saying? So I bowed out racing my own class, which is in the afternoon, and I decided to race in the e-moto class, and I'm on a Stark. I'm on 30 horsepower. This one has the rear brake, so that's why you see me doing literally nothing with my left hand. There's no clutch, there's no brake, and there's no handguards, which was tripping me out because I'm used to always riding with handguards, and it is kind of, you feel a little naked when you've got nothing protecting your little fingers. So what did I think of this bike? It is so awesome. And I say this, I'm a two-stroke lover. I love everything about my two-strokes. I think they're awesome. But this is just a different beast. It's in a class of its own. And the fact that it's capable to do a 2-hour cross-country race, I could see it not being a good bike to do an enduro. But to do this kind of racing is pretty wicked. Like, you are not tired. Like if I was on my 2-stroke right now and I remember how sick I was, like, you know, can barely breathe.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
I would have probably passed out. So it is pretty effortless riding this bike. It doesn't have that same, the vibration that makes you tired through your arms. It is just easy to ride is the best way I can describe it. There's really not much to it besides twist the throttle and trying not to hit trees. Obviously picking the right horsepower for what you're doing I think is important. You can set the bike to do all kinds of different things. I don't have one yet. I would love to get one. So you can set all the braking and like all kinds of stuff that I don't really know anything about because I haven't played around with it. I just went with a pre-setting. So here I am on the track. I did 3 laps, but they only counted my 2 because they tried to kick me off the course and I kept going. So for e-moto, you're only counted for an hour. I did 2 hours and 30 something minutes. And if you want to get into racing cross countries and you're in Ontario, RJ's is such a wicked one. You kind of forget about it by the end of the season, how good it is. The track is awesome and the woods is awesome. So here, like, I wish I knew how to ride track. Unfortunately in Sudbury we do not have any motocross tracks like this, so I've got no practice, no skills, so I just roll everything. But on this bike I want it to be so sendy, and if I would get one I would definitely just go and hit up motocross tracks and actually practice, because it is so confidence inspiring, this bike, and the suspension is so good. Like, you feel like you're on a factory bike. Not that I've ever really owned a factory bike, but this is what I think the pros feel like. When you buy it, you can pick what springs and shock you want based on your weight. So this one is obviously not for my weight. It is for somebody with a bit of a bigger bolte, and but it still did awesome. Yeah, it's a little bit bouncy and, you know, stiff for me, but I really didn't care.
No? All right.
That was me trying to be nice and pulling over for somebody, and he was like, yeah, no, I just keep going. So I don't know, they're having, I guess, a meeting in the forest right here. Okay, so what to expect if you're going to race Off-Road Ontario next year? Well, there's a lot of classes, at least for men, to choose from. There's only one e-bike class.
Thank you.
There's only one e-bike class to choose from, and women do race against men. Maybe eventually, when there's more people racing, they will maybe make a women's e-bike class. So if I were to get a start, I would race women's. I wouldn't race the e-bikes because I can do the 2+ hours. So why would I race, you know, just the e-bikes? I would like to, you know, prove that this bike is super capable. So now I'm catching back up to people on rows that are ahead of me, and like, I'm just being really annoying, yelling at people. But like I said, it is what it is. There's not that many hills. I did not even get a full video of a full lap. It took me over 40 minutes to do 1 lap. So like I was saying, this is such a good cross-country race to start off. It is super long. Some people don't like that, but I think it's great. I only got 3 laps in, which felt like plenty. So it's a really great mix of fast, flowy stuff and then track. You cannot ask for a better one. When it is really hot, this one is dusty though. And unfortunately, this track is barely open. It's open. I'll be quiet here because I talk on the video.
Do I have a flat rear tire?
No.
No?
That's good.
No? Thank you.
So I'm asking them if I have a flat tire because when you ride an electric bike, you hear everything. Like the sound of your engine is not masking any noise. So I don't know if I was hearing like the chain or something making noise, but I was convinced that I had a rear flat tire. And then they confirmed that I didn't. And so then I was like, okay, whatever. I'm at peace now. The bike was handling fine, but it sounded really bizarre. So here, this jump, yeah, I would love to be like, whee, but that's literally as much air as I'm gonna get. But yeah, I don't know. It would be so cool to be able to send it. So I finished that race. I had 30-something% left of battery. So I would have been able to do a 4th lap. So yeah, well over 2.5 hours of racing. So I started catching back up, and I was catching back up with the women's. At the end, I think I would have finished probably in 4th place in the women's if I had been in that class, even though I started like multiple rows behind. So just to say, I was able to catch back up to them, so that was kind of cool. So imagine if I had started on that same row, I think I would have been competitive with the women while riding the start. So that's pretty cool. So the advantage of having a giant phone is that you can actually see how fast you're going, and you think you're going super fast, and then I look down and I'm only going like 30, 15. I think the fastest that you see me go in this video is like 40 on a straightaway. But whatever, it is what it is. So like I said, I didn't get even a full lap because I was trying to preserve battery, and I was starting to start it and stop it, and plus nobody wants to hear me talk for 40 minutes straight. That'd be pretty boring. I'm sure you're already bored.
No! Move over! Thank you!
Yeah, so not my best my best moment there. Move out my way! I had been following him quite a long time, and that's on me. I should be more aggressive and get, go. Right on their arse. And here I am, I pull over, but I can actually hear them. So with the e-bike, people can't hear you, so you really gotta yell. A horn would help, definitely. I don't know if the Stark has a horn, actually. To investigate.
Whoa. Thank you.
So yeah, the morning classes, different riding abilities. The afternoon is the faster people, which has pros and cons from riding in the afternoon. If you're not, a top rider, you're getting passed a lot. So, do you prefer doing the passing or getting passed? It's something to consider when picking morning or afternoon. And it's nice to not have to...
Thank you.
Yeah, here is a bit of not a shit show. I don't want to say that because this is like, compared to some of the other races, this isn't a hard race, but it is super well arrowed. I'm going to give them this. But the problem is that if you follow the arrows on this section, the line choice, it's like they purposely picked a hard line to send people down. So on my second and third lap, I'm not sure which lap this is. I don't think it's my first. I figured it out definitely by the third lap that you see where the orange arrow is, that is not the line. There's another spot to go down that's like way easier, but people were going straight down here, and it's not that it's that steep, but I guess it's just more like the angle in the trees. So I make it down, and then here I get off the bike, and it's not my bike. Definitely heavy breathing for being super sick and stuffed up. Have a little drink, compose myself.
No, but I think she does.
The video doesn't do it justice. It was just kind of an awkward.
This is a bit of a challenging line for the morning.
Good line.
That was literally like the hardest thing that day. So I hope I see everybody next year. I don't even know who everybody is. I hope more people start to race is what I'm trying to say. And a huge shout out to Stark for making such a cool bike, and to Destiny Powersport for allowing me to race it this season. That was super cool, and I hope to throw a leg over one again next year. Thank you for watching.